Stop. Look at your hands. You use them every day, navigating a world built for ease. You tell yourself this comfort is a sign of progress, that you're simply adapted to modern life. You rationalize any struggles as external pressures, not a personal failing or erosion of inner strength. You believe you're capable, resilient. But deep down, you feel it, don't you? That gnawing whisper that says you're soft, that you're not as tough as you pretend. You burn out quickly. Small inconveniences, a slow Wi-Fi, a canceled order, trigger disproportionate frustration. That quiet dread when faced with real adversity. That's your inner strength, or lack thereof, screaming for attention. Your comfort isn't empowering you, it's making you weak, leaving you brittle in a world that demands resilience. What if I told you this isn't an accident? What if there's an ancient secret, a hidden wisdom that humanity once understood intrinsically, a truth about forging true strength that modernity has deliberately stripped from you? This isn't some self-help fad. This is a fundamental principle. And in this video, I'm going to reveal precisely what that forgotten wisdom is. You feel that dull ache, don't you? That persistent, low-grade thrum of discontent that no amount of binge-watching or retail therapy can truly silence. You're not just feeling a bit off, you're stuck. You're in a comfortable cage, and the bars are made of convenience, instant gratification, and the seductive lull of the path of least resistance. This isn't just a mental state, it's a physical reality manifesting in your life. You bleed. Not from a wound you can see, but from 1,000 tiny cuts inflicted by constant stimulation and zero friction. Your attention span is bleeding out, fragmented by endless notifications. Your focus, once a laser, now scatters like dust motes in the wind. Your creativity. It's bleeding dry, starved of the struggle, the solitude, the quiet space where true innovation is born. You tell yourself you're exhausted from hustling, but the truth is, you're often exhausted from the lack of genuine challenge, from the emotional overhead of simply existing in a world that demands nothing substantial of you. You're overwhelmed by choice, paralyzed by minor decisions, and utterly depleted by the energy required to maintain the illusion of being on top of it all, while feeling profoundly lost. Your inner strength isn't just dormant, it's atrophying. You've been programmed to avoid discomfort at all costs. A slightly cold room? Adjust the thermostat. A challenging task? Find a shortcut. A difficult conversation? Send a text. Every muscle of resilience, every sinew of mental toughness is slowly weakening from disuse. When true adversity strikes, the kind that technology can't solve, that money can't fix, you crumble. You feel broken, not because the challenge is insurmountable, but because your inner scaffolding has been stripped away. You crave purpose, meaning, a sense of accomplishment that runs deeper than a fleeting dopamine hit, but every time you try to reach for it, you recoil from the effort. You make excuses. You rationalize. You tell yourself tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes, and the quiet voice of regret grows louder. This isn't just about feeling a bit tired. This is about your very essence being eroded. You are giving away your power, piece by agonizing piece, to the very systems designed to make your life easier. And in doing so, you are becoming fundamentally less capable, less resilient, and ultimately less you. Now, I want you to stop for a moment. Close your eyes or just stare blankly ahead and truly listen. This is the hard part. I want you to fast forward 10 years. 10 years from this exact moment, if you continue down this path. If you keep choosing comfort over challenge. If you keep telling yourself that external pressures are the problem, not the crumbling foundation of your own inner strength. Imagine yourself a decade older, looking in the mirror. What do you see? Do you see the vibrant, confident person you once envisioned? Or do you see something far more chilling? You're still in that job, aren't you? The one you tolerate. The one that pays the bills but saps your soul. You're passed over for promotion again, not because you're not smart, but because you lack the grit, the proactive drive, the sheer refusal to settle that your colleagues demonstrate. You've become invisible, a cog in a machine that's slowly replacing you with automation anyway. Your career, once a source of ambition, is now just a relentless march towards mediocrity, a dull gray existence where your contributions are minimal and your impact even less. Look at your relationships. Are they deeper, more meaningful? Or are they shallow, superficial, maintained through convenience and digital interaction? You find it harder to truly connect, to be vulnerable, to navigate conflict with grace because you've never learned to sit with discomfort. Loneliness, that insidious modern plague, has tightened its grip even if you're surrounded by people. Your family, your friends, they see the same patterns, the same excuses, the same reluctance to truly engage. You're there, but you're not present. And your physical self, that body you've neglected, that mind you've allowed to wander endlessly through distraction, they've continued their slow, inevitable decline. The energy you lack today, in 10 years, it's a distant memory. The anxieties that prickle at the edges of your mind now, they've solidified into chronic stress, mental fog, perhaps even debilitating depression. Your ability to adapt, to pivot, to face unexpected challenges has vanished, leaving you brittle, fearful, and utterly unprepared for the inevitable storms of life. This isn't some dramatic dystopian future. This is the quiet horror of stagnation, the crushing weight of regret, the gnawing certainty that you could have been so much more, done so much more, lived so much more, but you chose comfort. You chose ease. You chose the path that seemed safest, and it led you straight to a life unfulfilled, a life defined by what you didn't do, what you didn't risk, what you didn't become. You're not afraid of failure. You're terrified of the dull, quiet shame of never having truly tried. Of reaching the end of your days, knowing you accepted a life far beneath your potential, softened by modernity, utterly unremarkable. That's the price of your current comfort. And that future, a future where your potential has withered and died, is waiting for you in 10 years if you don't confront this fundamental truth. That future. It's chilling, isn't it? The quiet horror of mediocrity, the crushing weight of regret. Most will turn away now, too comfortable to face the real challenge. Only the top 1% have the strength to hear what comes next. What you've just heard isn't just a warning, it's a mirror, a reflection of an unsettling reality. But here is the brutal truth: this isn't about blaming you. It's about empowering you to reclaim what's lost, to find the friction to forge true resilience. This isn't about blaming you. It's about empowering you to reclaim what's lost, to find the friction to forge true resilience. But to truly understand how, we must first confront the invisible enemy that has held humanity captive for generations. Look around you. Observe the masses, the vast majority sleepwalking through existence. They're not bad people, not inherently weak, but they are ensnared. Trapped in a gilded cage built not of bars, but of manufactured comfort and curated distraction. This is the pervasive current we stand against. This is the system of comfort. It's not a shadowy organization, it's far more insidious. It's the constant hum of convenience, the siren song of instant gratification, the relentless push towards the path of least resistance. It's the algorithm designed to keep you scrolling, the headlines crafted to keep you outraged but inactive, the easy escape routes from anything that requires genuine effort or deep thought. This system doesn't want you to be extraordinary. It wants you compliant, easily digestible, predictable. It wants you to stay small, safe, and perpetually asleep to your true potential. It offers you a steady diet of mediocrity disguised as stability, and in return, it steals your fire, your drive, your raw, untamed ambition. It's the societal pressure to conform, the fear of standing out, the insidious whispers that tell you to settle, to accept, good enough. It numbs the very part of you that craves growth, that hungers for challenge, that knows deep down you were made for more. They say to avoid friction, to minimize struggle, to optimize for ease. And the 99% heed that call, retreating into soft cocoons of complacency, trading their potential for a fleeting sense of security. They build lives designed to avoid pain at all costs, only to discover, too late, that they've sacrificed purpose, meaning, and true fulfillment on the altar of comfort. But you, the top 1%, you feel the tremor. You hear the faint echo of a different drum. You see through the veneer. You recognize the subtle shackles of ease and convenience for what they are, instruments of atrophy. You understand that the greatest deception of our age is the lie that comfort leads to happiness. And that brings us to the brutal truth, the hidden wisdom that will shatter the chains of the system of comfort and unlock your true power. Friction isn't the enemy, it's the forge. Most people spend their entire lives trying to eliminate friction. They seek the smoothest path, the easiest option, the quickest fix. They've been conditioned to believe that discomfort is a sign of failure, a signal to retreat. But this is the fundamental miscalculation, the fatal flaw in the collective consciousness. The truth is, discomfort isn't a detour, it's the only path to true growth. Resistance isn't an obstacle, it's the raw material for your greatest self. Think about it. A blacksmith doesn't create a sword by gently caressing the metal. He subjects it to intense heat, to the pounding force of the hammer, to the grinding friction of the whetstone. It is in the fire, under the hammer, against the stone, that the metal is purified, strengthened, and sharpened into something formidable. You are that raw metal. And the friction you avoid, the discomfort you sidestep, the challenges you procrastinate on, those are your forge, your hammer, your whetstone. The hidden wisdom is this: you must actively seek out friction. Not mindless suffering, but deliberate, purposeful struggle. Choose the harder workout. Initiate the uncomfortable conversation. Tackle the project that seems overwhelming. Wake up earlier than you want to. Read the book instead of scrolling. Engage with ideas that challenge your worldview. Lean into the tension, embrace the learning curve, accept that growth is inherently messy, often painful, and rarely convenient. This isn't about masochism, it's about mastery. It's about understanding that the pain of growth is temporary, but the pain of regret, of a life unlived, is eternal. The system wants you soft, malleable, easily led. We know that true resilience, unshakable confidence, and profound purpose are forged only in the crucible of deliberate effort and relentless resistance. The obstacles aren't in the way, they are the way. Every moment you choose the difficult over the easy, you are chipping away at the chains of mediocrity, reclaiming your agency, and sharpening the blade of your potential. Type 1 can do IT in the comments to claim your power. So, who do you become when you embrace this friction? When you deliberately choose the forge over the comfort, the grind over the glide? Imagine waking up not with dread, but with a quiet, potent anticipation. The whisper of regret that once haunted your mornings has been silenced, replaced by the deep thrum of purpose. You are no longer a leaf buffeted by the winds of circumstance, but a rooted oak, bending but never breaking, drawing strength from the very storms that would fell others. You navigate challenges with an almost supernatural calm, because you understand that every setback is merely another opportunity for the forge to refine you, to reveal a new layer of strength you didn't know you possessed. Your decisions are clear, unclouded by fear or the need for external validation. Your purpose is unshakable, a compass guiding you through the noise and distraction that still ensnares the masses. You command respect, not through bluster, but through the undeniable weight of your actions, the quiet confidence born from having stared down discomfort and emerged stronger. The mediocrity that once loomed like a chilling shadow has been banished, replaced by a vibrant, impactful life that is unapologetically yours. You become the person who inspires without trying, who leads by example, whose presence carries a tangible weight of self-mastery. You are free, truly free. Free from the constraints of societal expectation, free from the whispers of regret, free from the insidious pull of the system of comfort. You become an architect of your own destiny, a beacon for others, a living testament to what's possible when you choose the friction, when you choose the forge, when you choose to become the 1% who truly lives. Do you want to stay weak or do you want to win? The choice is yours. So let's be crystal clear about the keys to this transformation, the brutal truths that unlock your power. First, you must confront and reject the siren song of the system of comfort, that insidious illusion of ease designed to keep you small and compliant. Second, you must internalize that friction, discomfort, and deliberate struggle are not roadblocks, but the only pathways to genuine strength and profound meaning. They are the hammer, the heat, the whetstone that shape you. And third, and most crucially, you must actively seek these challenges. You must choose the arduous path, lean into the tension, and embrace the grind that others instinctively avoid. This isn't about merely existing. This is about seizing a life of audacious purpose, an existence defined by impact, by an unshakable spirit that refuses to be dimmed. This is about breaking free from the gravitational pull of mediocrity that keeps the 99% trapped in a perpetual state of good enough. This is about igniting a fire within you so potent, so undeniable, that no adversity can extinguish it. Imagine the formidable individual you will become, the indelible legacy you will forge, the quiet, potent authority you will emanate simply by being. If you are with us, subscribe now. The moment for this choice is not tomorrow, but now. Will you remain adrift, lulled by the false promises of convenience? Or will you rise, eyes wide open, ready to step into your own forge? The world doesn't need more compliant sleepers. It hungers for warriors of purpose, architects of their own destiny, individuals whose very being is a testament to human potential. The choice is stark, the path is clear. Stop existing. Start forging.